Hello, I'm Niamh McBride. I am the Local Authority Partnership Manager here at Material Focus. Just a little bit about who we are at Material Focus. So we are the not-for-profit behind the Recycle Your Electricals campaign, which is a UK-wide behaviour change campaign getting the UK to recycle, reuse, repair and donate their old and wanted electricals. And as you can see, we have a pink fluffy mascot helping us get the message out there to people across the UK. He is hypnotising you to do the right thing and make sure none of those electricals are going to waste. So what is e-waste? What's this all about? So e-waste stands for electrical waste, and this is any broken or unwanted electrical or tech item that has a plug, battery or cable. This also includes the battery and cables themselves. So why should we focus on e-waste? What is the problem? E-waste is one of the fastest growing sources of waste in the world and here in the UK, which means we are throwing away more and more electricals, and something needs to be done about that. So, have you ever thought what is inside your electricals at home? Obviously, don't try this at home, it's just a thought piece, but electricals are made up of different parts and components. They're incredibly complex products and can be made of hundreds of different parts and materials. These parts and components are made up from raw materials which have often been dug up from the ground through mining. However, these precious raw materials can all be reused. There are also hidden batteries inside a lot of electricals, but we can discuss this more later. So, what is the issue? I'm going to talk a little bit more about all the different things that this kind of impacts. E-waste is the fastest growing source of waste in the world and here in the UK. It's even growing faster than fast fashion. That is why we are on a mission to get the UK reusing, repairing, donating and recycling their old and wanted electricals. As we mentioned before, electricals are made up of different parts and components. These contain valuable materials such as copper, iron, gold, platinum and palladium. If electricals go to landfill or are fly tipped instead of being recycled, these valuable resources can be lost forever, and that's a huge problem. Discarded or hoarded electricals cost the UK economy £370 million per year of less valuable raw materials. When these raw materials are wasted and not used, that is a huge problem. If you recycle these materials, such as batteries, then they can be used for new things. The lithium in some batteries could even be used to power thousands of electrical cars. When we lose precious resources, this means new materials need to be found instead, which also involves mining for new metals. Mining new metals creates millions of CO2 emissions, which damages our environment. If we used recycled metals instead to make new products, 86% less CO2 emissions would be released. And here is an example of a large open pit copper mine, so it shows you the kind of damage that is happening if we have to source new metals. The financial loss. Discarded or hoarded household electricals cost the UK economy £370 million per year, and that is a lot of money of items that can be just sitting around the house. Many of those electrical items that are thrown away could actually be donated. That includes things like your kettle, your toys, or your laptops. The average UK house has over 20 unwanted electricals hiding there in your drawers and cupboards being unused. If we pass these on to charities, they could make a big difference to other people's lives. But there is hope. As I've mentioned before, anything with a plug, battery or cable can be recycled, even the batteries and cables themselves. And over 75% of all the materials in an old electrical can actually be recycled. Did you know that the typical iPhone contains metals like gold, silver, platinum, aluminium, and copper? The recycled metals from these electricals can be transformed into anything new from bicycles to children's playgrounds to life-saving equipment. Even the batteries and cables themselves can be used for good things. What about the batteries inside electricals? Have you ever thought about what's inside a battery? Similar to your electricals, don't try this at home, but just like electricals, batteries are made up of lots of different components. They are made of lots of very valuable materials as well, such as nickel, zinc, cadmium, lithium, and everything we've talked about with electricals applies to batteries too. Electricals containing batteries that tend to be discarded the most are those smaller, frequently used and often cheaper electricals like your electric toothbrush, your chargers, game controls, toys, that type of thing. This is what we've coined as fast tech, the things that you buy cheaply and get rid of normally when you're done with. Our messaging around batteries is crushed hidden batteries can cause fires. When they're crushed or damaged, one, they can be punctured or self-combust, which can set fire to the dry, flammable materials in the recycling around them. If you think of all the different items you throw away, if a battery gets mixed up in there, that's a very flammable environment for them to be in. On top of this, bin batteries endanger lives. The fires are challenging for fire services to deal with. A lot of them are lithium ion, which are a real challenge to put out. And there's a significant impact on local communities, as a knock-on effect on the services. And also it puts staff who are working in these environments in danger, which is something we want to avoid. So what can we do to help? Before recycling your old electrical item, there are some other options you can choose. Fixing them. Not only does this save you money, because you don't have to buy a new one, it also saves the resources from going to landfill. If your device has developed a fault, you might be able to contact your manufacturer to repair it or replace it. Donation. So donating is a win-win. It helps the planet and it helps other people. And by reducing demand for new materials and new items, we're also curbing CO2 emissions. And someone will thank you for it. With so many young people digitally excluded with no access to technology, donating your unwanted tech can really help bridge that gap. And finally, if they don't work, recycling. If you can't fix it or donate it, then recycle it. All the reasons we've mentioned above, the money, the resources, and the planet, there are lots of good reasons to do it. I'm going to pass on to our mascot to tell you how electrical recycling works.
Gaze into my eyes and listen to my soothing purr. I am Hypnocat, and it is my mission to persuade you and the nation to recycle your electricals. You are now experiencing the sudden uncontrollable desire to hear the answer to your burning question: how are electricals and electronics recycled? I will start with this impressive factoid. Over 75% of all materials in your unwanted electricals can be recycled into anything from children's playgrounds to life-saving equipment. We can save lives and save the planet. Let's see how it all happens, shall we? This is the facility where electricals arrive after they're collected from far and wide. Meet Patricia. She checks through this pile for any dangerous objects, like fridges and toy poodles. After her go-ahead, the safe electricals move along the conveyor belts and are broken apart by heavy metal chains. Fine people here like Scott. Good afternoon, Scott. Sort through the broken-up pieces with their human paws, taking out the special stuff like batteries, circuit boards, and cables. Circuit boards contain a delicious array of precious metals, which are separated through the process of pyrolysis. Pyrolysis. The remaining pieces are shredded into kitty-litter-sized granules, which are then separated into individual materials by vibrating trays, infrared sensors, and magnets. Exquisite. Once separated, the materials can be taken and turned into something new, like children's playgrounds, life-saving equipment, or a solid gold food bowl. Solid gold food bowl. There are numerous ways you can recycle your old electricals. You can drop them off at your nearest recycling center, or take them to your local electrical store, or wherever you purchase them from. Some of you lucky humans can have them collected right outside your home. But the easiest way to find your nearest recycling point is to simply search "Recycle Your Electricals." However you do it is up to you. You have complete free will. So now that you love recycling electricals more than your children and life itself, follow me, fellow electrical recyclers. Spread my purr far and wide. Never send your electricals to landfill. If you do, their precious materials will be lost in a smelly grave. Always remember to recycle your electricals. Recycle your electricals. Recycle your electricals. Meow.
Let's talk about batteries. Our messaging behind batteries is to never bin hidden batteries. So what should we do then? If the batteries can be safely removed, then recycle these separately with other batteries and the item with small electricals. You may need assistance with the safe removal of batteries from electrical items, so please ask a responsible adult to help you with this. If the battery cannot be removed safely or was embedded deep within the electrical device, then recycle the whole thing with old electricals. Batteries can cause serious injury if swallowed, so please keep batteries out of reach of small children and pets. Never put a battery, an electrical item containing a battery, or an electrical item in your household waste or recycling bin. When a battery has been removed, store it securely and recycle it properly and promptly. Batteries should be recycled at a drop-off point, and electricals should be recycled at electrical drop-off points. You can find all of these on our recycling locator at our website. A little bit more about how you find that. Simply search recycle your electricals and we should pop up, and it'll take you to our website where you will find our recycling locator. All you have to do is pop in your postcode and it will give you all the most convenient options nearby for you to take your electricals to. Also gives you the option to narrow it down to the item, and also if you want to donate, repair, it'll all be listed there. There are over 22,000 local drop-off points on there, so there's lots to find your most easy option to take them to. And I have another message from our mascot.
I am Hypnocat. Recycle your electricals. Recycle your electricals. Don't bin your electricals. Recycle your electricals. Anything with a plug, battery, or cable can be recycled. Bag them up and search Recycle Your Electricals to find your local drop-off points. Meow.
So our tech treasure hunt. This is an activity we've put together for you to do at home. You can follow the activity, it takes you through all of the steps, but if not, you can do these steps at home anyway. So we recommend hunting out for those electricals hidden around your house. You might have hoarded in drawers, that type of thing. Always check with an adult that you are able to collect them up. But as we said, you probably will find things that you didn't even know you had, old cables, old chargers, that type of thing. Next, decide what you're going to do with them. Are the items to be donated? Can you get them fixed? Or actually, are they broken and need to be recycled? Then bag them up and get them ready, and search Recycle Your Electricals to find out the best option for any of those things you've decided to do. Simple as that, but we do have the resource as well for you to follow at home. Thank you all for your time today. These are all the different ways you can get in contact with us if you want to learn any more.